so that we don't have the ridiculous nonsense of lockdown again. And lockdown, without question, killed more people than it saved.
No evidence for that, baby. Just pulled that stat right out of my arsehole, didn't I? Greetings and welcome. And today I want to talk about this Political Joe video. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Tory party circle jerk wank fest down at Eastbourne with all these Tory members. It's an absolute joke. These are the guys that are going to decide our next Prime Minister. This lot.
Do you think he was right to resign?
I think he was right to apologise.
I've been a Conservative for a long time. I've always seen them as an anti-establishment party.
What do you think people don't understand about being a Tory?
That most people are normal.
I don't object to the fact he went to Winchester. My problem is that he was head boy.
What does being a Conservative mean to you?
Freedom, opportunity, the ability to hang on to your own money and do your own thing, rather than the socialist left-wing dogma that we're being thrust down our throats all the time.
I mean, seriously, what country do we live in where these are the pricks that are deciding our next Prime Minister? I mean, really, not only do they not have a clue what problems this country is facing, they don't give a shit, and also they are the thickest bunch of twats I've ever seen.
And Sage is another example of something that needs massive reform, so that we don't have the ridiculous nonsense of lockdown again. And lockdown, without question, killed more people than it saved.
No evidence for that, baby. Just pulled that stat right out of my arsehole, didn't I? What the fuck? I love these guys. I love it. When they get an idea in their head, they think, well, I thought of that, and I'm really clever, so it must be true. No evidence, no research, no scientific, surveys or anything, just... Well, lockdown was difficult, so I guess more people probably died from lockdowns than were actually saved. Oh, how clever am I to think of such utter bollocks?
Liz hopefully is going to tackle the woke tendencies, which really is the major fight of our times.
He generally believes this bollocks, doesn't he? He generally believes that this woke culture is problem number one in the UK. Not the $4,000 that we're all paying for our fucking energy bills this year and it's going to go up in October. Not the food bangs, not the homelessness, not the heating bangs, not all this stuff, but no, woke culture. And the guy can't even bloody describe what it means.
What would you define wokeism as?
Well, I think it's the focus on identity politics, which has really helped destroy the Labour Party.
Well, it's identity politics, isn't it? Okay. What problems are being caused by this? What masses? You class it as problem number one in the country. Okay. What problems is it causing? Give me that.
I think this nonsense about the green levy, that's got to be looked at again. That's ridiculous. That's penalising people. Well, in China, how often are they building a coal-fired power station? Is it one a week at the moment in China? It's some sort of silly statistic like that. Well, why aren't they looking at old towns? Why should we have to suffer the pain of that? So, I'm sorry, I've at an age where I don't really care about saving the planet that much.
Now, this just sums it up perfectly. This just sums up the type of people that are going to be deciding our next Prime Minister. Pricks like this guy that give absolute zero shit about anyone apart from himself. I mean, I reckon there's a good chance that he's got kids. Grandkids as well. There's a good chance of that. Does he not give a shit about what planet he's leaving to his grandkids? Does he not give a shit that they're going to burn? Because that's the stupid thing, because he's not going for the just denial. I mean, he's admitting there's a problem. He said, I'm at the age now where I really don't care about saving the planet. So he's showing that there's a problem because he said he doesn't care about it. So he's not one of these denialists that thinks there's not a problem. So he knows there's a problem. He knows that the planet needs saving, but he just doesn't care. He doesn't care. These are the guys picking our next Prime Minister. This lot. Literally the worst slice of society in this country, this lot. Like I said before, thick as shit. Do not give a shit about anyone but themselves. Is this the best we can put forward to pick our new Prime Minister? Political Joe, I swear, they make some really good videos, and this is another one. It just sums up perfectly who these pricks are, what they're about.
I think I might know the answer to this question. BP recorded record profits this week. Would you support a windfall tax on them?
No.
Why not?
Because you need profits to invest, and we need BP to go and get those oil wells in the North Sea that are not producing at the moment. The only reason they've made massive profits is because the oil price has gone through the roof. So no, it's a false argument.
Of course, see, there's me thinking if we cut VAT drastically, you know, we could put money into the pockets of those that are really suffering right now, the poorest. But of course, what we need to do is let BP keep that money, and then somehow that money will filter through, I guess.
I like the fact that Lizz Truss was loyal to Boris Johnson. I was a huge Boris Johnson fan.
Would you prefer Boris Johnson to have stayed on as Prime Minister?
Yes.
I'm here to judge their characters. They are going to offer everything in the book.
Yeah.
And it's a bid market. Well, I'm not in that.
Yeah.
I want to see what they're like as people.
Now, this is another reason why I just cannot get involved in this Tory leadership debate. I've said it in every video I've done over the last couple of weeks, because we just have two complete and utter incompetent arseholes running for Prime Minister that do not have a clue the problems that this country is facing, do not have a solution about how they're going to solve £4,000 energy bills, and they're being picked by people even more fucking stupider than them. This lot, this slice of society. I mean, literally, if you were going to like put a candidate for your country up, you know, to show the best qualities of your country, and this lot were the ones that you picked, oh, everyone in England was going, no, not this lot, we're better than them. Honestly, we're so much better than them. Don't pick the guy that does not care about climate change. Don't pick him. Don't pick him. Oh my God, this video's thanks to Political Joe for interviewing these people. They really do good videos. We have to hand it to them. But it just makes me feel sick when these are the people picking our Prime Minister. And again, I go on about it all the time, but they generally believe this woke nonsense that they're being fed by talk radio, by the Sun, by the Daily Mail is problem number one. Not energy bills. Well, I guess it is to them, isn't it? That seems to be what they care about, because it's a little bit annoying when some student starts talking about being vegan, or some student talks about more trans rights. I guess that annoys them. And that's that, you know, energy bills don't annoy them because that doesn't affect them in any money. I've got more than enough. That doesn't annoy them. But little annoying students talking about trans issues or vegan stuff, that annoys them, and they're like, no, not students talking about rubbish. Oh God. Yeah, so it probably is, you know, problem number one for them in their life. That's what affects them the most when they watch talk radio and they open the Daily Mail to another student saying some silly codswallop. That affects their life. But energy bills going up, that don't affect their life, does it? People using food banks, that don't affect their lives at all. Oh dear. What's your thoughts, guys? Did you see that video? I'll put a link down below to the video if you haven't seen it. It's really good, but then terrible at the same time. Awful. Till next time, take care.